welcome back to my channel. So I don't know if you noticed or not, but the background's a little different, and that is because I'm pregnant and I'm so excited. It was definitely terrifying at first, for sure, because of our son. As a lot of you guys know, we lost our last son. He was stillborn, and we lost him at 28 weeks, and I still had to deliver him, and yeah, all that was a lot. And if you guys want to know more in depth about that, I can definitely make a video just talking about that. But we're past 28 weeks with this little one, and I'm just so thankful, so grateful, because it's terrifying. So if you guys are wondering, yes, I am in my 3rd trimester. I did want to wait a while before I started filming these videos, obviously because of everything that happened. I didn't want to do it too prematurely. So yeah, as I say that while I'm on bed rest, it's just like, my kids like coming early. I don't know what it is. So yeah, but I wanted to kind of touch base with you guys just over my 1st and 2nd trimester and just how it went. And then I will do weekly vlogs from here on out until we have the baby, and then I'll do my labor and delivery vlog, excuse me, on how my pregnancy is going. Now, because of everything that did happen with our son, I will not be actually posting these videos until the baby is born. So once you guys, you'll see some kind of announcement, like, you know, saying like, oh, baby's here, and stuff like that. However, the videos will not go up until after the baby's born. But I'll probably end up showing my labor and delivery vlog first, and then kind of like going back onto my journey. So yeah, but I just really want you guys to be a part of it, and it's kind of exciting. Like, we literally have not publicly announced it at all. The only people who know, obviously, are like immediate family and co-workers if you see me at work or if you see me at church or something. So but that's it. No social media, nothing like that, and it's nice. It allowed it to really be more intimate this time, which is really cool. And it's funny because I didn't think that I'd be able to hold water this long. I can hold water, I just didn't think I'd be able to do it this long. But it's, I don't know, it's like, it's kind of become easier as time has gone by. So without further ado, let's get into this video. So you guys, as you can see, we got a nursery going, which I'm super excited about. It is not finished yet, but we got the basics. You know, we got the crib, curtains, armoire, all that good jazz and stuff, and then I'm gonna start adding pops of color here and there. I'm so irritated about this doggone paint because it was supposed to be like a soft gray. It's supposed to be a stark gray, so it's supposed to have like a really light gray, but you could still tell it was gray. Well, it ended up looking pretty much white. I mean, obviously it has a cooler hue to it because you can see that the crib, it's not as white as the crib behind me. But it's frustrating because I don't know if you noticed or not, but the furniture is white. So it's supposed to pop. Some of the curtains are white. I was going to add a pop of color in between the curtains and then tie them together because I want the room to be very vintage. But yeah, so I'm a little irritated about that. But, you know, I was like, it's fine. We'll just add more pops of colors here. We'll make it work. It'll still be cute. And if you guys are wondering, I am having a girl. It, like, honestly, it doesn't even seem real, like, when I say that, because I'm so used to hearing that I'm having boys. So this is like what? Like, and the funny thing is, when I first found out, I actually had went in earlier in the pregnancy because I was having some cramping, and we just wanted to make sure everything was okay, but I was just really dehydrated. And he was like, yeah, no, she looks fine. Like, on the ultrasound, I'm like, excuse me, what? Wait, what? It's a what? And he was like, it's a girl. Now, mind you, I was like 15, almost 16 weeks when he had told me that, because you can see genitals that earlier. They're just not always as distinct, or a baby doesn't want to cooperate. But I was just like, no, hold on, like, it's way too early. Are you sure? And the ultrasound tech, he goes, last time I checked, I know what it looks like. So even then, after we had future ultrasounds, like, every time I was like, confirm. And yeah, they were like, no, it's a girl. And then finally, like, this last ultrasound, I had to be about, I think it was about 20 23, 24 weeks. And they did the ultrasound and she checked again to make sure, and she was like, and you could see like, no, it's a girl. And of course my husband was like, oh my god, because like this is the first time he's really seen like a private area, so that was hilarious. But yeah, no, it's totally a girl, so I'm super excited. Name, I probably won't reveal, at least I may not even reveal it until after she's born. I'm sorry, you guys, but like, this is my first little girl, which again is why I really thought like, okay, I'm not gonna be able to hold it this long. Like, not only is this a rainbow baby, is she my rainbow baby, but this is my first girl. Like, I figured it would be so different, but because of everything that happened, we really are keeping this more under wraps. And then like, even with the baby showers, we're not going to do them until after she's born, so it'll be more of like a sip and see, or yeah, something like that. But yeah, so the nursery colors, supposed to be that gray, but whatever. But the colors are gray, white, and lavender, because I thought it was really cute, because there's always a lot of cute gray and pinks, but I just wanted to do something different. So I did lavender, and then I'm actually going to have mint green as accent color, which I was like, ah. So, and I do actually have a before, because the boys and dad helped paint. So I do have a before we started painting, and I will make sure to put the after on there when it's finally complete, and kind of do a little nursery tour. It's not too big, it's a tiny little room, but you know, we work with it. And then of course, like, excuse this brown chair, because we are gonna paint this like a soft gray. So yeah, but I really wanted like a vintage, I can't talk, a vintage theme. Like, we have these little sheer curtains, which are super cheap, like I got from Walmart, and then like the bed skirt, I saw a bed skirt on Etsy, and it was 3 tiers, and it was like lavender and then lace in the middle and then gray, but they were like a little skirt and it was bunched together. It's like $70, and I almost got it, but then my aunt was like, girl, just get the fabric, I'll make it. So I was like, cool. And I'll get like a little mint green, you know, bed cover or something. I don't know. Sorry guys, I'm going way off topic, but I'm super excited. But anyways, let's touch base on my first trimester. So my first trimester, I found out about 7 months after we had lost our son Desmond. So I was absolutely terrified. Not to mention I was working at Costco at the time, so there was a lot of heavy lifting and moving. But the crazy thing is, it's like, I haven't had any morning sickness or nausea throughout this whole, like, this pregnancy has been so easy. And that actually scared me at first in my first trimester, because I was so used to having complications with Desmond that I was like, hi, are you in there? Like, I don't, you know, it scared me for sure. So the first trimester, it was more so like, okay, is there going to be any vaginal bleeding, any cramping? And then obviously when I did have that tiny bit, it freaked me out, and then it was like, obviously I'm dehydrated. But I stopped working at Costco shortly after, because it was temporary anyway, it was only seasonal. But it was nice, they accommodated me for the time being, but I was just like, no. And then it was, I was so anxious and so worried, because I didn't realize how bad my anxiety was after losing my son until I found out I was pregnant. So yeah, so I stopped working and I was home for a little while, but it was pretty much a breeze. She was growing the way she was supposed to. Funny story, so we did the harmony test, because that's what we did with Desmond, and that pretty much lets us know, like, hey, are you gonna have a boy or a girl? But then it also tests other things, like, you know, like if the baby's gonna have Down syndrome, spinal bifida, anything like that. But they also do a fun little, you know, genetic test. Well, so normally, you know, if it's a girl, it'll say XX, if it's a boy, it'll say XY. Well, of course, the results come back and they're inconclusive, and I'm like, I'm sorry, what do you mean? And they go, well, we only saw an X chromosome, so we don't know if it's a boy or a girl. And I was just like, you gotta be freaking kidding me. Because at first, I thought I was gonna have to just wait until 5 months to find out, which I was like, okay, that's fine. I'll just be patient. I just want a healthy baby. And then when they told us we could do this, I got really excited. And then that happened, and I was like, and my husband was like, I bet you it's a girl, because she's already causing trouble. And I was like, maybe. And my doctor, so crazy thing is, he actually, that had never happened to him before. So just to be safe, in case it was a girl, he wanted to make sure that the baby didn't have Turner syndrome. And now Turner syndrome is where the baby only has one X chromosome, and this can only happen for girls, not for boys. But it's like monochromosome. So she would just have one X, and she'd still be a girl. However, it let's see, like body wise, it can affect a lot body wise. So like she could be infertile. She may not be like taller than like 4 feet, or 4 or 5 or something like that, for 4 feet 5 inches. She may not be taller than that. Like her hairline can go further back. Breast development may be a little bit different. There's a lot of things that more so will be effective like in those teenage years, self-esteem wise. However, there are plenty of girls who have Turner syndrome who you can't even tell. Excuse me. Also, if the baby was to have Turner syndrome, there's ways that you can treat that by doing like hormones before they hit puberty, because some girls with Turners don't even go through puberty, and then there are some like who will, but those bones will lock, and so you want to do the hormones, like hormone shots of like estrogen before they hit puberty, so that they can actually go through that naturally like they're supposed to. So obviously it was like after losing my son, I was just like, oh my god, and it kind of freaked me out. So for the first, that was really the only scary thing, and then I just said, you know what, God, I was like, whatever God gives, he gives the grace to handle. And obviously we prayed and we declared, health, but we still prepared ourselves just in case. So there was a series of ultrasounds and just making sure baby's okay, because I guess any young girl with Turner syndrome, they actually function great when they're outside of the womb, but inside of the womb it can be very complicated because there can be restrictions with their heart that can cause a stillbirth. And I heard the word stillbirth and I just I totally PTSD went back to when I lost my son, and I just kind of lost it. But yeah, so the first trimester, that was definitely a little concerning. That was the only thing that kind of threw me off. But other than that, baby was doing good, was kicking. We got through the second trimester, and my husband and I, in our mind, were just like, get past 28 weeks. Just get past 28 weeks. Obviously, we want to get to term, but for us, it was like getting past 28 weeks was such a big goal, because that's when we lost our son. Well, that's when I did deliver my son. He actually passed a couple of days before. So yeah, so the second trimester, it was just like, oh my god, let's just get through this. But again, it's like I had this energy. I wasn't as tired as I was in the beginning, because I definitely was tired. I haven't had any heartburn, excuse me, which is pretty good. Yeah, I haven't really had any heartburn. I haven't had any nausea. My sinuses weren't acting up. Everything was really good. So it was just like, let's get past 28 weeks, and then I started a new job. And it was such a blessing, because the job, I was able to sit, which was really, really nice. And they treat you so well. So it was really, really convenient and just really nice. Something different. I wasn't on my feet all the time, and obviously I was still working 2 jobs because I still subbed at the Y, so I still got to see the kiddos and stuff and be active in that aspect. But because I wasn't working out as hard as I was before I had my son, because before I had my son I was working out really hard, so I actually worked out during my pregnancy. Well, after losing him, it's like I worked out, started getting back down, and then I was just kind of like, I was going through my moments. And so because I wasn't, doing it as hardcore as I was, obviously you don't want to try anything new while you're pregnant. So that was kind of frustrating, but I'm actually gaining really good, which is really good. I think right now I've only gained 20 pounds, I believe. And that's just now starting to pick up because I'm in my 3rd trimester, which honestly, I know a lot of people worry about the weight and stuff, and I know doctors say stuff, but for me, after losing a child, I'm like, I will be a freaking water buffalo as long as I can take my baby home. That is all that matters to me. So, but to each his own. But yeah, so the second trimester actually was really, really smooth. During that, we had some more series of ultrasounds, and we met with a genetic specialist who basically kind of told us the ins and outs of, if my daughter was to have Turner syndrome. And turns out the ultrasounds looked fantastic, which was great. And when we met with the genetic specialist, she said, there's about 14% chance that she would, about 86% chance that she wouldn't, which I was just like, oh my God, I really thought that was going to be different. And, you know, she was basing off of our age and our family history and ethnicity and all that. So that was really good. And then we had to do another ultrasound that was on her heart, because again, they were looking for those restrictions, and the heart echo came out fantastic and everything looked great. And so it's awesome because a lot of times they were like, she probably doesn't even have it, but because that had never happened to my doctor before with the whole testing thing, he just wanted to be safe. Because I actually read upon it. I know you're not supposed to, but I was like, no, I wanted to know, like, why did they only see an X? And this is before he had even mentioned about Turner syndrome. So when I read upon it, there was a couple of people who said that the Harmony test did that to them, and then the baby was fine. That sometimes it's just they use, you know, the blood samples for so much things that by the time they get to the last sample, it may have more of mommy's sample than a baby sample. And so, you know, and it's a fluke thing. Plus it's still kind of new. So yeah, so those were one of the things. But I was like, you know, I'd rather be safe than sorry, that's fine. But it was hilarious because I just remember my doctor saying, like, you know, we want to test just for this. And I was still like towards the end of my first trimester, almost into my first. And he was like, I want to test for Turner syndrome. He's like, please don't go look it up. And I just kept thinking, like, dude, you cannot tell a pregnant woman that your child may have this and then not to go research that. Like, that's not going to happen. Let's be real. So yeah. So apparently we have another guest.
Hi.
Say hi.
Hi.
This is Domani. You guys have met my little guy before.
What this?
We're talking about your little sister.
What this?
He's roaring. He's a dinosaur. Are you a dinosaur? Yeah. You want to tell me about your little sister's room? What do you think about her room? Do you like it?
Yeah, it's white.
It's white. Her dresser is white. Do you like her pretty little baby clothes?
I want to see them.
You want to look at her clothes? Okay. We're gonna look at her clothes. They love looking at their little sisters. They come in here like all the time and they're like, I want to see my sister's room. And I think it's so, like, they're so proud because they help paint, you know, they help put stuff together. So that was really, really fun. And it was a nice thing to do, to be able to bring it in, because we didn't, I don't know if you guys know, but we didn't have a nursery like ready at all. It was still kind of our storage room and stuff like that, because we needed to get a shed because we have so much stuff already. So we were trying to just get a little shed to get some of the stuff out of here. But it was a storage room, which I'm like, thank God, because I didn't want to come home to a whole bunch of baby stuff after that. So yeah, so this was the next step. It was nice to be able to just take that step and do stuff differently. Because I was like, I want to declare health. I want to do a nursery. I want to get stuff prepared and declare that this baby will be healthy and that we'll bring her home. So that's what we did. And I believe in speaking life and speaking things into existence. So yeah. But anyways, so yeah, so we did the ultrasounds. The heart echo came back great, and the ultrasounds came back great. So now, pretty much what they're saying is that she most likely doesn't. However, without doing an amniocentesis, there's not really a way to confirm. And I was like, no, I'm not doing that because I know there's risk for that. And my thing is, it's not going to change the way I feel about the pregnancy regardless. And I was like, is there any way, without doing an amniocentesis, there's not really a way to tell? And for me, I'm like, I know the risk of that. And I'm like, no, you know what? I'm good. I don't want to do that. It's not going to change how I feel about the pregnancy regardless. So I'd rather just wait. And I asked them, I was like, hey, is there a way we can figure it out after she's born? And they're like, well, yeah, we can just do a sample of her blood. And I'm like, well, why didn't you start with that? Like, I just lost a child. I'm not trying to do any of all that extra stuff. So they have to draw her blood for tests anyway when she's born. So they're just going to do that. I mean, they said they'll test like her umbilical cord, or they'll just test her blood just to be safe. But everything's looking great. So I'm just thankful, and I'm just praising God. She's looking good, and now there's like no more like a whole bunch of ultrasounds, which, I mean, obviously they're fun to see my baby, but their treatment is a regular pregnancy now, which is nice. So yeah, that was pretty much the first and second trimester. So now I am currently 29 weeks and 2 days. 29 weeks and 2 days. Yes. So I passed my 28th week, which is like the beginning of 7 months, and that was also the beginning of the third trimester, which I'm super excited. Like, it almost doesn't even seem real that I'm in my third trimester. So I'm like, yeah. So yeah, I wanted to read from Baby Center for you guys and kind of let you know what's going on this 29th week and what I am supposed to expect. Alright, so I'm going to read that to you guys. Okay, so I am actually 29 weeks and 3 days today. So this is like day 3. I will just read you what the little, it's the Baby Center app. I love Baby Center. I'll read you what it says it's going on for 29 weeks. So it says, how's your, oh my God, how your baby's growing. Baby now weighs about 2.5 pounds, about the size of a butternut squash. So cute. About the size of a butternut squash, and is a tad over 15 inches long from head to heel. His muscles and lungs are continuing to mature. I like to substitute her because it's a girl. And her head is growing bigger to make room for her developing brain. To meet her increasing nutritional demands, you need plenty of why can't I read? Oh my God. To meet her increasing nutritional demands, you need plenty of protein, vitamin C, folic acid, and iron, which are good because if you just get prenatals, they'll have folic acid and iron in them. Though I have to actually take iron supplements on top of my prenatals because I'm anemic. And I became like that after I had my second son, and it just has not went away. It's not like crazy bad, but it gets worse when I'm pregnant. And because her bones are soaking up lots of calcium, be sure to drink your milk or find another good source of calcium, such as cheese, yogurt, or enriched orange juice, which I love orange juice. And they actually say you're supposed to take your prenatals and or iron supplements with orange juice because it actually makes it digest faster in your system. It says this trimester, about 250 milligrams of calcium are deposited into your baby's hardening skeleton each day. And so you can see this little picture. It's a butternut squash. That's about how like long or big my baby is and stuff. But I'm like, there's 3, so which one is it? And then it's gonna tell me like how I'm doing. So it says, how's your life changing? So let's see, it says your baby is very active now. Your healthcare provider may ask you to spend time each day counting kicks and will give you specific instructions on how to do this. Let your doctor or midwife know if you ever notice that the baby is becoming less active. You may need a non-stress test or biophysical profile to check on your baby. Some old friends, like heartburn and constipation, may take center stage now. The pregnancy hormone progesterone relaxes smooth muscle tissue throughout your body, including your gastrointestinal tract. This relaxation, coupled with the crowding in your abdomen, you guys, this is ridiculous, and that hurts. This relaxation, coupled with the crowding in your abdomen, slows digestion. Sluggish digestion can cause gas and heartburn, especially after a big meal, and contribute to constipation. Your growing uterus may also be contributing to hemorrhoids. These swollen blood vessels in your rectal area are common during pregnancy. Fortunately, usually clear up in about a week after giving birth. If they're itchy or painful, try soaking them in warm water in a tub or sitz bath, or apply cold compress medicated with like witch hazel in the affected area or anything like that. So avoid sitting or standing for long stretches. Talk with your healthcare provider about using any over-the-counter remedies during your pregnancy, and let her know if you have any rectal bleeding. To prevent constipation, eat high-fiber diet, drink plenty of water, and get regular exercise. And then it says, some women get something called supine hypotensive syndrome during pregnancy, and this happens when you're lying flat on your back. It says it can cause the change in your heart rate and blood pressure to make you feel dizzy. So you want to make sure that you're getting up slowly, not standing up too quickly, and try to avoid like spins. So like lie on your side rather than your back, and move as slowly as you can when you're going from lying down to sitting down or standing. Yeah. And then it always gives like a little quote at the end. It says, shake the pregnancy blahs by enjoying your last weeks of pre-baby freedom. Do all the things you probably won't have time for when your little one is here, like movies, facials, romantic dinners with your mate. Honey, I have 2 kids. We just got to find that. But anyways, so I don't have like hemorrhoids or anything like that. I know that sometimes they say you can get varicose veins, and that's where like your veins are really, really showing in your legs. I don't have those. Thank God. But I will say, like, the little buds, like, this is my arm obviously, but like the buds in your legs, like where your hair grows, I feel like they're kind of darker. So sometimes it's almost like I have like little red dots on my legs. They're not too predominant, but I can see them, and it kind of irritates me. Obviously I can't reach to shave my legs, so that's hubby's job. And like my little line like on my stomach, like it's not super dark yet, which is interesting. I mean, it's getting there, but it's not super dark. I know with my first son it was like really dark, and then with my second son it got darker probably when I hit like 36 weeks, so I still have a little ways to go. I am like right at like 7.5, because you have 28, 29, and then you have 30 and 31, and that's pretty much your whole 7th month. And as soon as you hit 32 is the beginning of 8 months. So, and at 32 weeks, that's when I'll get to schedule my cesarean. I mean, we kind of have an idea already, because baby, I can't believe I haven't said this yet, but she is due August 20. Oh my God, lies. She's due August 4th, but we want to have her July 31st. Reason being, I wanted to do like the 29th or the 30th, right? But they don't do C-sections on the weekends, which I was like, sucks. But the 28th of July is my husband and I's wedding anniversary. So we were like, no, we're going to keep that day to ourselves. So we'll do it on the 31st, which is a Monday. And I'm so frustrated because I wanted to have her like on Friday, because I'm going to be there a full 3 days. So that would give me Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and then I'd leave Tuesday. And then that still gives my husband like the rest of that week, and then he can start fresh like that Sunday. So kind of irritated, but I'm like, whatever. Because my husband works 4/10s, so that's why. And his first day is like on Sundays. So it's like if I have her on Monday, it'll be like, we'll be there like Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and we'll probably leave like, well, it depends. If I have her early Monday, like I know Damani, his cesarean was scheduled for like 2:11 in the morning. So, or excuse me, it's like 8 something in the morning. So if I have her early Monday, then we're there most of Monday, most of Tuesday, most of Wednesday. Then we could probably leave like Thursday morning, or at least like Thursday, like mid-afternoon, like around 2 or 3. And yeah, because I was like, oh no, this is my 3rd cesarean, honey. I need to make sure everything's right. Because with Desmond, he was so little, I was able to have him vaginally, which that was kind of that silver lining in between that, because I never thought I'd experience that. So we'll see how that works out, because that most of our time is going to be in the hospital, and I'm like, I refuse for my husband to only be home for 4 days. Granted, we'll get help from my mom and my grandma, because, you know, they're going to come down and stay with the boys, but still. So anyways, yeah, so she'll be a little Leo. But we'll see. Like, I get so frustrated because they don't want you to schedule too early, which is stupid to me, because the C-sections book up really quickly. So it's kind of frustrating, like, having to wait. I don't understand why I couldn't, like, do it now or, like, next week when I'm 30 weeks. That's still, like, 9 weeks in advance. I'm supposed to wait until, like, 32. I don't know. It's just, like, really frustrating. Hope it doesn't book up quick. I know the last doctor I originally was supposed to have doesn't do it on the weekends. I'm assuming she probably won't either, but if she does, I'm like, hey, girl, let's do this. But, yeah. So, July 31st is the date that I'm going for, so I'm claiming that. I'm speaking that into existence. But yeah, I just wanted to touch base with you guys. That summed up pretty much my 1st and 2nd trimester, and then I will come back on Friday and film another video, because the cool thing is that every Friday is like a new week for me, so I'm super excited. So next Friday I will be, oh my God, I'll be 30 weeks. It's crazy because I wanted to get past 28 so bad. And now that I am, it's like it's speeding up, and it's like everything was happening. Like I was freaking like I'm on bed rest now because I've been having Braxton Hicks, and they're about 5 to 7 minutes apart, and obviously they're not contractions, but they were still a little too consistent. So my doctor was like, okay, and I was constantly having to leave work, and I commute to work, so that was a lot. And I was like, I'm tired of missing days. I'd rather work from home or do something like that. And plus I was just in a lot of pain. He was like, yeah, let's go ahead and get you on bed rest, give her my history. So all my kiddos tried to come at 35 weeks. So she's trying to come early, but still, you know, it was just making sure that she's healthy, because that's my main concern is her health. So obviously I wasn't planning to be here off for like 4 months. I was planning like the 2 to recover from the cesarean, but I'm like, that's fine, that just gives me more time to do this. I'm not like confined to the bed. I am on my own bed rest, which is nice, but I'm still not like driving long distances or anything like that. But yeah, guys, I just wanted to touch base with you guys and let you know. Again, obviously these won't be up until after I have baby, but it's kind of fun to like film now. At least I feel like I'm getting something done. So I guess last but not least would be my bump belly. Like, this thing is getting huge, but like I said, I'm cool with it. So, oh my god. Okay, so this is kind of what's going on right now. I wonder if I can lower this a little bit so you guys can see a little better. So yeah, so this is my belly right now, and it's funny because it's like she's all like from like here to here. So it's like I go like this and you can like literally see like she's all right here, so all this is like air. But I'm excited, and it's funny, a lot of people are like, you don't look pregnant from the back, which I'm like, do I? I can't tell. Y'all, don't mind my Spanx, okay? They're stretchy Spanx. But anyways, this is little miss in here. She's been kicking while I was taking the video, so let me turn to the other side. I feel like people only show one side. So yeah, I'm so excited because I have not done pregnancy vlogs before, and I'm like, my belly's starting to go. Wait a minute, is my line? Oh, I guess it is getting a little, it's not super dark yet. It's kind of hard for me to see. I can't see. But anyways. But yeah, anywho, that's my belly, me and little missus, and I look forward to talking to you guys next week. So excited about this because, again, we haven't shared it publicly, so this is really nice to be able to talk about it and document this, and it'll be really exciting to look back on it. So, love you guys. Thanks for watching. If you guys made it to the end, you are the real MVP. And I will see you guys next time. Bye.